So for you, the young man on self-improvement, you've probably felt the same way as me, where you feel like there's been something missing. Like, I'm doing these things that every YouTuber spoke about, this testosterone, every article online, every little doctor who's mentioned testosterone. I'm doing all of them. They're all saying sleep and, oh yeah, exercise. I've been doing all of them. So why is my testosterone still 500 to 600? And people will hear that and be like, oh, but that's pretty good, dude. It's like, it's pretty good compared to the modern person, but I'm not trying to be like pretty good compared to these people, bro. Come on. I know I sound like a dickhead, but I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm not trying to be like slightly higher testosterone than the average guy, bro. I want to be 2 or 3 times more like the average man's testosterone. I want to be like matching my great grandfather's level and maybe surpassing that. People think this is extremist, bro. I don't care. I want to feel like a real man. And I think that comes down to testosterone. And I think once you've passed the fundamentals, and of course we can always improve our sleep a little bit more. Of course our diet, like, oh yeah, we shouldn't have had the that little treat 3 weeks ago. Okay, fine. There's always a little bit to improve on. I'm not saying, yeah, we should just give up on self-improvement. But when you get to a point when you start to wonder, like, there's something missing. You probably feel the same way. There's something else that's messing us up. And I think we've uncovered it now. I think it's these random, like this thing that we never even comprehended, that there's literally like just objects all around us that are reducing our testosterone. They're increasing our estrogen, which is then impacting our testosterone. Some of these things are directly affecting our testosterone, actually. So what can we actually do about it? What are some practical... I don't want this to be like, some motivational video and it's like, yeah, go on, just go research, bro. I've done some research for you. There's some practical things that we can do right here, right now, that will actually help you. There's 2 mindsets that I want you to have right now, which I think are quite empowering. Number 1, a lot of the progress that you make here will feel invisible. Okay? A lot of the progress that you're going to make here with some of the things I'm going to recommend will feel invisible. Like, you won't really feel that much of a difference to begin with because we've been infected for literally decades. Remember, like, I've been drinking milk. Like, I was 5 years old being handed milk by some ignorant, uneducated teacher who thought it was healthy because she believed the media. She believed big milk when they told everyone that milk is healthy for our bones and it's full of estrogen. We've been like literally poisoned from birth. No, we've been, not even from birth, bro. We like literally from birth. Okay, fine. Like, whatever. Like, this hasn't been from birth. This has been from your parents' birth. We were poisoned before our life even began. When we were literally just sperm inside of our dad, he was poisoned. And like you saw, I don't think anything I've told you in this video is like crazy or toxic or anything, but I'm sure there's going to be some people, yeah, right, dude, you're always the soft guys who will always react to videos like this and be like, oh, he's being over dramatic, bro. I think the over dramatic bit is going to start now, and I still don't think what I'm about to say is that over dramatic, but our infertility rate is 20%, roughly around the world, roughly 20%. Which in line with that fish study, and of course I'm comparing humans to fish and stuff, right? But in line, we're roughly the first generation who have literally lived our entire life from absolute, like, inception, like contraception, whatever it is, like, the moment our father's sperm impregnated our mother's egg. From that moment when we became like a living creature, we've been poisoned. We're the first generation. And it's 20% infertility rate, and they've drastically increased. I think we're going to see an exponential growth in infertility. I think we're going to see such a growth of infertility caused by estrogenics, especially caused by plastics, that this will be one of the most common talked about things by doctors, by governments in the next few years. We first thought that we needed to get rid of plastics because of the environment, because of climate change. Now we're going to realize the human race might literally be on track to becoming extinct. We genuinely are on track to becoming extinct. I hope that, with how as a race we've always overcome everything, that we are going into this direction, but then the scientists and the entrepreneurs make changes and the governments eventually follow through like 10, 20 years later when everyone's already sick for so long, and eventually our like trajectory changes. But if nothing changes, this will genuinely end the human race. Or it will lead to scientists and technological developments where we don't actually have our children anymore, and like there's a different way. There's like infertility companies that actually do some kind of, I don't know, gene modification or something. You know, there's already lots of infertility companies that help infertile couples still have children. There's going to be a lot more of those. I've literally thought, I've not started this just yet, so I'm not going to tell you any specifics, but I've thought that might be like a good area to look into for careers and also for investing. I genuinely think infertility, like companies and the market for those things, those machines and whatever there is in that area, I've not looked into it just yet. I think that's going to blow up because I think we're going to need it. A simple mindset that you can carry with you, which I could eventually be proven wrong, but it seems to me to be the case, to literally just think plastics equal bad. Plastics are bad. Just that simple. I think you're safer doing that, thinking, okay, I don't want to touch any plastics, I don't want any plastics around me, than you are thinking, oh, let me see it, like, is this plastic, oh, it's BPA free, whoo, and then we don't know if it's got this, like, you know, this bottle, this supplement bottle next to me, it might have some extra chemical ingredient that we don't know, but it's told us BPA free, and we think that's fine. Where literally, if you've thought this so far and you've bought BPA free stuff, you're literally the equivalent of your mother who buys fat free stuff. It's like, we're based now. We know when our mum brings home fat-free yogurt, like we look at it at the back, it's like, yeah, look at the sugar content. It's 4 times the sugar that it's supposed to be. Look at the extra shit, the sucrose, weird-ass ingredients that they've put in because they've just stripped out the fat. It's because it's marketing, because stupid people, ignorant, uneducated people buy it. And we're now the same when we think about BPA-free. So don't think about BPA-free. Literally just think plastics are bad.